Hi all. I thought I'd do a little bit of a revision session while the coronavirus is still a threat within the school, whilst doing a bit of DIY. So I want to put up this lamp, bulb, outdoor lighting, LED, and I'm going to put it outside on the side of the garage, okay? Now, the actual lamp itself, or the light, has come like this, and if you notice, some of you have told me in class that why you ever need to wire a plug. Well, this is why, okay? If you're ever going to buy a house and you want to install your own outdoor lighting, you might be required to actually get a plug and actually wire it together, okay? So that's my task today. I've got all my tools just here, okay? It's a bit messy, granted, but either way, that's what I'm doing, okay? So I'll give you an update shortly. Right, so I've measured up outside and I know roughly where I want to drill. I'm drilling from the inside out, just because I know where I want to drill in here. I've got a breeze block, I've got some bricks, but it's just too thick for my one little piece. And I don't have that many tools really. But either way, I'm gonna go for it. I'm drilling into this brick here. I want it to be quite close to the breeze block, so that's what I'm going for. I want to start off up here a little bit because I want the hole to be sloped on the outside, so any rain that gets in will just dribble back out. So that's it. So I've just changed it onto hammer mode. Not that you really care about some of this stuff, but you might be interested in the future. And that's basically going to pat the wall at the same time as drilling it. Now, in terms of revision, it's pretty noisy. I should really wear those good old ear defenders because it's ridiculously loud above a higher decibel rating. Just a little bit more revision for you. Right, and also a bit more revision. This thing I've just taken out, it's really hot right now. Why do you reckon that is? So physics is relevant in almost everyday life. Okay, so now I'm slightly concerned because I haven't actually gone through the whole thing yet, but I'm very, very close, so I'm not quite sure what to do about that. Weird blister. So I just touched the very tip of this drill piece, and oh my god, I just really hurt myself. I think it just melted my skin. Cold water, right? The protocol. Apparently the new protocol is like 15 or 20 minutes of this. Right, so I'm through to the other side. You can see it's there. I've made my 3 little marks on the wall, and that's where I'm going to put my screws. So the whole thing's going to sort of hang up like that. It is all the way through. I know it looks dark, but it is all the way through. Okay. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Right, holes are now there. I've done that, and I've done that so they're about a depth of this little plug thingy. Okay, holes are in, wall plugs are in. You can see that they're all just there. And I've left the upper hole. That's the hole which goes all the way through to the garage. So I've got my light now. I've got my 3 leads. I'm just going to thread that through the hole. Okay, that's a good sign. I managed to get it through. Right, so I've managed to thread it through the wall, as you can see up there. And I've recut the wires at the end, restripped them, because as I thread them through the hole, it got a bit knackered. But that's what we've got now. So you've got to know what each of those 3 colours represent. Hopefully the yellow and green one's fairly straightforward. That's the earth wire. This red one, it can be red or brown. That's the live one, and then the other one's neutral, blue. Okay. Right, so I've got the shell of my plug. I'm just undoing all these little tiny patches here. I don't really want to take them out like I just have. You might be able to tell that I don't do this very frequently. But again, there's just a little bit of a recap. We've got the earth wire goes into the top. That's the longest pin of the plug. Okay, that's that bit there. The live wire, if you ever forget which one the live wire is, it's always got to connect to the fuse. Okay, the idea is that if the current's going to flow, it's going to flow through the fuse first, and if the current's too high, the fuse will blow. Okay, which means neutral is going to be left over here. All right, so let me get the wire, and let's start to actually do this. So they've all got to come in through the end here. I'm going to check which way this is going to go around. So it's going to connect together like that, and I want my cable tie. I want my cable to go underneath that cable tie. So quite fiddly when you're trying to record this at the same time, but anyway. So I appreciate I'm going off the screen a little bit, but I'm putting the wire in, and I can see it's come through the other end. So it's worth checking that. So I know you can't see where you are, but basically I can see the wires come through the other end. So that means I know that the wires get to the end. So I'm just tightening that. And that's it, that's that one done. Okay, next bit, I just want to check how this fuse thing works. So I'm just flinging the fuse out, that's my idea, but I can already see how it's going to work. So basically, if you look, this screw thing is going to be connected to this bit of metal. That bit of metal is going to be connected to this part of the fuse, which then ends up being connected to this end of the fuse. And that end of the fuse is the bit that's connected to the actual pin itself. Okay, this one here. So all I want to do is get my red wire, which is the live wire. So just to repeat that, it's the live wire. And this one, I'm just going to put it through there. This might still be too tight. It's good. Now, last one. This one needs to bend back around. I don't know if you can see it, but there's basically a bit of black plastic here. It's part of like the actual structure of the plug itself. So you can't just squash the middle of the plug. At least I think that's the reason it's there. It sort of makes sense. So that now is to come in back that way. You can definitely tell I don't wire plugs very frequently. But the point is, I could have got an engineer out, an electrical engineer out to do all this stuff. And I don't know how much that would have cost me, but I'm guessing £50+. That's it. I've now got my wired plug. Put that over the top of there. I'm now going to turn it over, and I've got a little screw that's going to screw that insulation back in place. Okay, so the really, really annoying thing is I didn't spot this thing, which is actually part of the plug adapter. I realise you can't really see, the lighting's pretty awful. But basically what I have to do now is I'm going to have to unplug the whole thing. There we go. All that to put this grippy thing on. So I think, pretty sure it's going to go this way, but you know, could be wrong. And that's literally that. And the idea is, I think that basically I'll connect that up into there at the end, and then it's just a bit more secure. And then I'm going to screw them all back in place. There we go. So I think that's pretty sturdy now, look. It's not moving around. And then I just want to put the back of this in. This one's come out a little bit, so it must have been on. Okay, so I've plugged it in. You know, just I turn the power off to start off with, just because I'm a bit nervous like that. But there we go, so that's our lead. Turn it back on. Didn't hear anything go crazy, so right, so there we have it. Finished piece. Hopefully it turns on. Oh, look at that. It did.